Let's just get to the obvious thing. I woke up this morning and what the fuck is this?
Yo, Wagwan, it's that guy. Not Locks, not Nation. Yo, Freeform Locs 1 year and 3 months update from SeverTheBond2. I was just browsing to look for some Freeform content to react to, and I came across this guy's video, and I thought his dreadlocks looked really interesting because of the fact that he's got these kind of loose hairs hanging around. So let's take a look at SeverTheBond's video and react to his Freeform Locs of 1 year.
Whoa, day. 1 year, 3 months was popping with y'all. So let's just get to the obvious thing. I woke up this morning and what the f is this?
And this is what I wanted to react to because it looks like he's got like a floating dread. This dreadlock is not even attached by anything. It's just floating in front of his face. And it's obviously it's hanging on by literally one strand of hair. And his reaction is pretty priceless here too. I call these the dreadlock balls, where these kind of form as like loose ends, like wispy tips in a sense, but on a type 4 hair. They don't go quite wispy. They end up creating these balls like this that can end up falling off. And if you look at his hair in general, he's got tons of them all over the place, these little dread balls at the ends that are like holding on by a strand of hair.
I just, this is just here. I don't have an answer for why it's there.
And his beard, his dread beard growing in the same way. So I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with this. This is just a natural process of how your hair kind of develops. And some people's hair types go through this process during the free forming. And honestly, it's just about embracing it. And what I've learned is that it's not about pulling them off and discarding them. Like, leave them on and let them fall off naturally.
This motherfucker is just here. And when I told you that this shit was driving me up a wall and it was poking me in the eye, oh, this motherfucker don't even seem to give a shit about my emotions and my feelings. That this shit.
This is another one here that looks like they're literally floating. This dude has floating dreadlocks. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this before, and the dude is funny as hell too. Let's see what else he's got to say.
Into the video, thank you very much for all the people who have subscribed. We're almost at 500. That is nuts that we're almost at 500 subscribers that quickly. But
well, Not Nation family, head on over to SeverTheBond and let's help Mel get more followers.
Shout out to y'all and shout out to the eventual 500. That's nuts that I'm just making videos about my hair and y'all give a shit.
A boot. Y'all Canadian, man? That's my term.
I appreciate it. Let me give you the tour. This is new. I don't know where the hell he came from. I think he was like a part of this one, and then like it came over here. Now
crazy. So a lot of his hair is detaching like that. Now, I don't know, but like, what is the cause of this? I know it's a natural occurrence, but maybe there is a deeper rooted issue that these things are happening like this.
Now it's doing this shit. We got another one right here that wants to poke me in the eye. We've got this thing. I hope this stays and this shit is here in the morning because I kind of like the idea of having bangs. Y'all
It's an invisible dreadlock bang.
know how I feel about that. Not the bang. The bang.
This guy's got some energy.
Oh shit, not the bang. The bang.
Whoa, look at the top of his head.
Listen, I got my shit up here, so.
Looks like it's matted up. Like, there's no separation at all going on up there. Is that bleach or is that sun bleach? Crazy. I'm interested to see where these go. It looks like it's going to be one big freeform on the top of his head.
Nice and matted. Nice and matted. As you can see, this motherfucker right here, I done told y'all last month that this shit is a combination of like 2 different locks. Now it's a combination of 3 different locks. And
these congos coming together big time on his hair. Honestly, they're very unique dreads, and these are the type of dreads that I would say most people aren't trying to attain, but he's really embracing them and rocking them to its fullest, which is why I love the uniqueness of these locks, and I really want to see where they turn out in the years to come.
And they just interlock, and every time I accidentally separate them, be it in the shower or like if I'm sleeping, these motherfuckers come right back together. And as you can see, same thing's happening here.
You can see that these two locks are coming together here by one strand between the two of them. This is how the Congos do in fact start up.
Just combining. Same thing over here, they just combine and twist up together, and eventually this is all just going to be one lock. I'm just assuming.
I hope so, man. If that all becomes one lock, that would be fantastic. Almost like The Weeknd.
From what it's doing, but it's fascinating to watch. Look at the back of my shits real quick. Hopefully I'm showing you. Look at the back of my shits right here. It's just nuts. It's just
big time matted up. I wouldn't say it's like the quickest growth for 1 year and 3 months, but definitely a lot of matting has occurred, and you know, it's just as good because when it initially locks up like that, you know that these locks aren't gonna wash out or unravel on their own in the shower or anything. Like, you're good to go. And even though it looks like most of his head is matted into one clump, as they grow longer, he can always choose to separate which ones by choice. And if some are having too much tension at the back or doesn't want a big one at the top, you can always separate them into different locks down the road. So the fact that they're forming into a big Congo now doesn't mean that it's going to have to stay that way in the future.
Insanity what my hair is doing. Look at the sides right here. You see it's like a mountain of little locks, and they're all coming together to form like the Super Friends or some shit. I don't even know. Same thing over here. Just a
This guy's got some comedy to him. And I swear, like, this is the perfect personality for someone with freeform locks, because it just shows you like to embrace yourself, who you are, have self-acceptance, have a fun life, be entertaining, just being joyful in general.
A bunch of locks that are coming together to form the Super Friends, I guess. It's some wild shit. I took a shower, or I took 2 showers a day actually. Yeah, because woke up this morning, took a shower to go play basketball, then anything like that. I just got it wet, and it's such a process because when I get my hair wet, not only is my hair basically wet for the entire day, but it's shit like.
So that's crazy. His hair is that short and it's still wet for the entire day. I wonder if he's using a blow dryer at all before he goes out. Sounds like he might not be living in a tropical climate, which also hinders the drying process of his hair as well. And honestly, getting out of the shower, it's important to shake as much of the excess residue, not excess residue, but excess water out of your hair as much as possible, because if you don't, like, it really does sit in there all day.
I want to save this. I want to save this for the middle of the month. I don't want to get into it now, but something that I've learned, because I have so much hair now, when this motherfucker gets wet, you get that wet hair smell.
So that's the thing, like, wet hair smell, is that a normal thing? I guess it is. Like, when hair is wet, it's wet, right? And it smells like it. That smell, I guess, is noticeable because of the fact that your hair is so matted. It's harder for it to dry up, and depending on what kind of shampoo you're using, this could also give you that wet hair smell.
And my significant other is bitching and moaning about it. I don't mind the smell. I think it's kind of dope.
I feel like you just need to use some sort of cleanse, detox in your hair to kind of, I guess, mask that smell. Essential oils are going to help with that. Tea tree oil, lavender oil. Just figuring out some way to wash and dry your hair and then have them smelling better after. I'm very intrigued. Sever the Bond, if you're watching this, leave me a comment on what kind of shampoo you're currently using. This could be the issue, but it also just could come down to the fact that you are leaving your hair damp for too long and or washing your hair too much, which is another reason why your hair is damp for too much of a time.
But my significant other isn't particularly a fan of it, and every time I get my hair wet, it has that wet hair smell. And I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of you have long hair at this point, so you know what I'm talking about.
And like for myself, like when my hair gets wet, it's dry right now, but honestly, it smells like wet hair, and it's not a bad smell. It's just a normal smell. What would be weird is if your hair smelled like damp mold after you got out of there, or some sort of stench. I mean, what else do you expect wet hair to smell like when it's wet? Like, it's a normal smell. It's natural. So yeah, about your significant other bitching about it, like, it's pretty normal to have your hair smell like that. And it's only smelling like that because you're leaving it damp to dry all day. So basically, I feel like there needs to be some sort of way of figuring out how to dry your hair a little bit quicker so that you're sitting around less time with your hair damp, and your wife doesn't have to smell it as much. But yo, where's the acceptance on that? She should be accepting of you, bruh.
That wet hair smell, again, I don't mind it. I fucks with it a little bit. I'm very appreciative that I've reached this point to where I can smell my hair. I don't know. I know that sounds wild. I like the smell of my hair when it's wet. I don't know. It's kind of how like if you spit on your hand and like you wipe it and then you sniff the spit. Y'all looking at me like I'm fucking crazy, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what we're talking about, but I don't like that smell of my spit on my hand.
Like I fucks with the smell of my hair, but my significant other does not particularly care for it. And every time I get my hair wet and I try to give them a hug, they be talking that shit like,
So don't hug them when your hair is wet. I don't like it.
Bitch, your hair don't smell like roses when you get out the shower either, but that's neither here nor there. But I will go.
Well, the thing is, people's hair does smell like that out of the shower only because they're using chemically enhanced products with fragrance and perfume, and that's the shit that we're not trying to use in our hair because it gives them that artificial smell, which is full of chemicals and full of carcinogens, and you don't know what is even in that ingredient to begin with. So I'd rather have the natural damp hair smell than the fragrance chemical smell.
Go into more in depth of the situation that I'm going through with my hair and how it smells after I get it wet, but that's neither here nor there. What? Pause on that? Pause on that? I don't know. Well, I'm good. Do we pause it? I don't know. Listen, you see my hair. You see what it's doing. This is 1 year, 3 months.
Damn.
Again, I'll get into more specifics in the middle of the month about what I'm talking about with.
Question. I've been asked this a lot myself, but you've got the dread beard going on. Why shave the mustache? You know, I've been asked that a lot in my life, which made me realize I'm gonna start growing my mustache in. But I'm questioning you now. Wonder what your comment is on that.
The hair and the smell and such. Do you see these bitches? Hold on, did I show you the bitches back here? Come on now.
They're getting lengthy. They're getting really lengthy, and that's a slower process, but it's working. And I really hope he sticks to his journey.
Taken out, and I accidentally pulled it in the shower, but another motherfucker just came along. The main event and why I'm filming this right now.
And another thing that comes to mind, it sounds like you're getting your hair wet every time you shower, and that is a mistake. There's no need to wet your hair every time you go in the shower. This is why I have the Knot Nation swim caps available on my Big Cartel store, links in the description, so that you don't have to worry about getting your hair wet when you go and wash yourself every single day, because really you should only be getting your hair wet when you are planning on washing it. Otherwise, dreadlocks are better off dry. The more moisture you keep in there, the more chance of a buildup, the more of a smell you're gonna emit. So essentially, dude, I feel like you're not covering your hair in the shower when you go in there. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if you are in need of some help, definitely look at the swim caps available. Even though they're oversized, you'll grow into them, and they do help keeping your hair, 95% dry when you get out of the shower.
Because it's not October yet. Spooky, scary skeletons get shivers down your spine. Hey, it's not October yet, but I wanted to go ahead and make this video now because I don't know if this motherfucker's gonna be here tomorrow morning. It could come off in my sleep. It could go back up there.
Could go off in the shower. Seems like he's tearing a lot of his dreads off in the shower.
I just wake up in the fucking morning and shit has just gone completely left. Like, what the fuck is this?
Sorry about the profanity in this video. I also feel like because it seems like he might not be covering his hair up at night either, this could be a leading factor in the way that his hair is deteriorating like that at night. So maybe try using a silk cap, something at night to cover your hair up to protect it from unnecessary rubbing or breaking because your hand or something is catching on it at night.
I don't know where this shit even came from, but it's just here. But anyway, this video is way too long anyway, but I know y'all be liking the long videos, so yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess.
It's the invisible dread. It's the invisible hanging thread dread. The no strand dread. It's sick. Honestly, dude, I've never seen anybody like it. And in this shot right here, it looks like you got a teardrop tattoo. And it's just your dreadlock. So that's crazy. Dude, I appreciate the video that you've just made for us. And if you haven't already, please go and check out SeverTheBond2 on YouTube. He's got plenty of dreadlock content. And honestly, he's got even more content here that's more up to date. Because that video was a few months old, but just to see where he's at now.
So I know as far as like,
we can see that his locks have changed up a little bit. They've gotten some growth, and all those strands that he was worried about in that last video seem to have disappeared. So the growth that I'm noticing right now is on the new growth on his front. It looks like it's got a bigger congo that's came in. He's still got some of the dread balls that are still attached, that are still staying strong. But in general, it looks like his hair has gotten longer but condensed more at the same time. So I'm just curious if he does have any plans to start separating, but there is a one big congo mat happening on the back of his head. And it's exciting. It's exciting because I can feel like there is a transformation happening. And even though this is a natural transformation right now, if he chooses to separate his locks down the road, it's going to create for an even better transformation. Just as long as you don't go separating and then retwisting them into quote-unquote untraditional locks. Because your locks right now are super traditional. And this is what happens when we don't comb it. Simple as that. So hopefully you guys had found some advice and some tips from this video. Definitely appreciate you guys stopping by and watching all these years, and I'll definitely see you guys next time. So until then, peace out, one love, stay happy and Nazi, and I'll see you guys around. And please, if you can, just like this video and share it with one friend down below, and let's get this content out there. Let's aim for 500 likes, all right? See you guys next time. I'm gone. Adios.